What's a rhino anyway?
Rip ya a new one.
What did you just say to me?
Choose your character.
Hello amigos, Ramen coming at ya. Back in the day, action-adventure platformers ruled the gaming scene, with each new game having its own fun mechanics, great stories, and interesting characters. A company by the name Insomniac Games, after the massive success of Spyro the Dragon, the gaming giant had an idea. What if they combine crazy guns, fun platforming, and create a duo that will become iconic for PlayStation? That duo will be none other than Ratchet and Clank. In 2002, the first Ratchet & Clank game was released and changed Insomniac forever. What made Ratchet & Clank great is that it combined humor, fun weapons, and exploration into an experience like none other found on the PS2. Ratchet & Clank is a franchise that still lives on, with each game being released, improving upon another, with new levels, fun mechanics, a great story, and some crazy weapons. But let's travel back to 2002, the day the first Ratchet & Clank game came out, and see what made it so special to me and many other people. Does this game hold up today? And is it truly the perfect origin story for our heroes? Well, grab some gold bolts, cause we're gonna take a deep dive into the first Ratchet & Clank game. The game that started it all.
Whoa, hold on. You don't want to anger such a talented team of animators.
Oh, please. What'll they do? Stop animating? Don't look!
Quark, there are kids here.
Oh, real mature guys. Oh! Whoa! Oh, fist pumping! Now you've crossed the line!
In the year 2002, the action-adventure genre was saturated. Nintendo had Zelda Wind Waker and Metroid. PlayStation had Kingdom Hearts, Sly Cooper, and GTA Vice City. But Ratchet & Clank was different from the rest. Not only was it a platformer, but a third-person shooter. The game's combination of exploration and third-person shooting lends itself to some pretty amazing set pieces and fights. The characters Ratchet & Clank from the jump, they have their own set of motivations and goals. There is a reason for them to go on their quest. And it's in this adventure where Ratchet and Clank become friends. One being the brains, the other being the brash and brave hero. The story for Ratchet and Clank is a good one, with many twists and turns. Our story begins on a planet called Veldin, where we meet our hero Ratchet, who's putting the finishing touches on his homemade rocket. Over on another planet, a robot factory known for making robots accidentally makes a low-grade robot B542967, or as most of us know him as, Clank. After escaping, Clank learns about Drek's plan to create a new planet by harvesting parts from other planets. Clank escapes on a ship and is followed. Clank is then shot down on Ratchet's home planet, Veldin. Once Clank and Ratchet meet, he tells Ratchet Chairman Drek plans to destroy other planets to create a new planet for his species. Ratchet, wanting to find purpose in his life and be like his idol Captain Quark, agrees to help Clank save the world. Throughout your adventure, you explore exciting new planets, each with its own residents and environments, and of course, enemies. Some planets range from dark and muddy to bright and grassy. But with each new planet you explore, it's under the control of Drek in some way or another. Each planet has a specific weapon Ratchet would need to either progress in the game or to shoot, each weapon being more unique than the last. As Ratchet soon discovers, not only will Drek destroy each planet, but his homeworld too. Clank convinces Ratchet to get help from Captain Quark, the galaxy's famous hero. But upon doing a very pain-in-the-butt obstacle course, we learn Captain Quark is a fraud and is secretly working for Drek. Throughout your journey, Quark does everything in his power to stop Ratchet and Clank, which he doesn't succeed at. Even though Quark has the means and weapons to destroy our heroes, he's still an idiot and gets beaten up pretty easily. After killing Drek in a pretty fun battle where you use all your weapons you collected in the game, get a really heartwarming scene. After destroying Drek and his makeshift planet, it causes an explosion, causing Ratchet and Clank to be thrown off a ledge. Clank's arm gets damaged and is unable to hold Ratchet or him. They start falling, but lucky Clank saves Ratchet. Clank's arm is then broken, and Ratchet walks away. And Clank walks away very sad, thinking he will never see Ratchet again. But Ratchet comes back and says we gotta fix that broken arm. This scene itself cements Ratchet and Clank's friendship, their bond, and how close they got during their journey.
Where do you think you're going? We, still need to fix that arm.
The story for this game is an origin story for our heroes, but it's not any normal one. There is conflict with Ratchet wanting to seek revenge on Quirk, but Clank is there to remind Ratchet to do the right thing, and to be a hero.
Well, I'm done with this stupid hero stuff. I got my own agenda now.
Ratchet, this is not like you.
What do you know about me? You've spent this whole time looking for Quark. You don't know anything about me.
I know that you will do the right thing.
Well, right now the thing I want to do is find Quark.
Ratchet and Clank is a duo that works well because Clank is the voice of reason, while Ratchet is the brave wannabe hero that deep down would do right no matter what. It's hard to not like both Ratchet or Clank. Their bond is inseparable. This epic journey to save the world cements their friendship. The villain I find more threatening and more interesting than Dr. Nefarious, which the franchise continues to overuse. Chairman Drek is a menacing CEO on a mission, and he will stop at nothing to get what he wants. His voice is also amazing, and that's thanks to Kevin Michael Richards, who is a massively talented VA and gives Drek a commanding voice. Captain Quirk, who does become good later on, but even as a villain, he's somewhat still charming and kinda likable. How I would describe Captain Quirk is that he's an evil, lovable buffoon. Quirk's motivations are a tad ego-driven, yes, but Quirk really doesn't know any better. Quirk is voiced by the talented Jim Ward. I found after looking through all of Jim Ward's credits that he played the character Captain Quirk for years. Jim Ward also did some voices on Ben 10, which is my favorite franchise of all time. Jim Ward is awesome. As for the VA for Ratchet, it's not James Arnold Taylor like normally. The first voice of Ratchet is Mikey Kelly, who does a decent job as Ratchet. His delivery while speaking as Ratchet is witty and a little sarcastic, which is a character trait that I'm glad was carried over in later games. Clank serves as the brainy sidekick to Ratchet, equipped with a sharp wit, vast knowledge, and a knack for problem solving. Clank's charming personality is brought to life by the talented voice actor David Kaye, who also voices some big characters in Transformers. Clank's voice is soothing and robotic, but not too robotic where it will get annoying. It's just the right balance. Overall, I think the voice acting brings the story together. Characters small or minor all add to this game's amazing story and world. The core gameplay of Ratchet & Clank is something that has remained the same as the franchise grew. With Ratchet having basic melee attacks, Ratchet's primary weapon is the Omni Wrench, which can be used to hack and slash an enemy, ground pound, and can be used as a boomerang. Clank on the other hand doesn't really have combat. Instead, he's used as a jetpack and a helicopter to reach places Ratchet can't. The way the combat feels in this game is fun but challenging, due to the game only giving you 4 health bars. As you progress, you can buy more health with bolts you collected in the game. This game's combat is like your typical hack and slash, but unlike most hack and slash games, the crazy guns and gadgets in this game serve a purpose. Some weapons are even found on different planets, which require you to explore and kill enemies to get. Each weapon is more unique than the last. For fun, let's comically go over each weapon and the purpose they serve in this game. Omni Wrench 8000, perfect for smashing crates and enemies alike. Think of it as a multi-tool for mayhem. Bomb Glove, toss explosive bombs at your foes. It's like a snowball fight, but with more explosions. Pyrocitor, a flamethrower that turns enemies into crispy critters. Great for barbecue, not so much for marshmallows. Blaster, a rapid fire gun that shoots energy blasts. It's like a laser tag, but the stakes are much higher. Glove of Doom, release a swarm of tiny robots that seek out and explode on enemies. It's like having a pack of explosive puppies. Suck Cannon, suck up small enemies and shoot them back as projectiles. Recycling at its finest. Devastator, a rocket launcher that delivers a powerful punch, perfect for when you need to make a big impression. Tesla Claw, shoots out bolts of electricity. It's like giving your enemies a shocking surprise. Visibomb Gun, fires a guided missile that you can control. It's like playing a video game within a video game. Walloper, a powerful glove that delivers a mighty punch. It's like a boxing match, but with more robots. Morpho Ray transforms enemies into harmless chickens because something says defeated like clucking around for no reason. Drone Device deploys a protective shield of drones around you. It's like having your own personal bodyguards. Decoy Glove throws out a decoy of Ratchet to distract enemies. Perfect for when you need to make a quick getaway. Mind Glove lays down explosive mines, great for setting up traps and watching the fireworks. Taunter emits a sound that taunts enemies, luring them into traps. It's like having a megaphone for mischief. Weapons are a core part of what makes Ratchet & Clank so much fun. Nothing's better than getting a new weapon and using it to kill enemies. The weapons I used most often in this game were the bomb glove and the parasitor, as these weapons I found easy to use to take on a large swarm of enemies. Insomniac carefully designed each weapon to be fun to use and easy to master. There's also golden weapons in this game. If you collect gold bolts, you can get golden variants of your weapons, which is pretty awesome if you like gold. Ratchet & Clank is a very linear story, with a little room for exploration. Each planet you visit will not be your first, as some planets you explore have certain objectives like talking to someone or completing a hoverboard race. Some objectives are mandatory in order to move forward, and some objectives are a pain in the butt to complete, because for some weird reason Insomniac loves their weird puzzles, so you're required to do these laser puzzles to unlock a door. You can't even skip them. When I was doing these, I just guessed it and unlocked the door. These puzzles suck and make me wish they added a way to skip them. I don't know, maybe I got used to skipping puzzles in Spider-Man that I forgot this game doesn't have that option, and instead wants me to struggle for 10 minutes straight. I say one of the best things about Ratchet & Clank's level design, that each planet you visit is unique in its own way to explore. Some worlds even take into account Ratchet's gadgets. For example, there's a level where you need to suck out water from one location to progress. Well, the gadget Hydro Displacer can do that job. Some levels have large gaps you can't cross. That's where the swing shot comes in. There is a difference between weapons and gadgets in Ratchet & Clank. Weapons kill enemies, while gadgets are used to maneuver around the environment or solve a puzzle. Weapons are earned by completing a certain objective on a planet or by just playing the game. Weapons could also be bought at the Gadgetron vendors, which are located on each planet you explore. Weapons in Ratchet & Clank are very expensive, but as you progress you get a gadget that makes Gadgetron weapons cheaper. Sometimes you just don't have enough bolts. That's where the Gadgetron discount comes in handy. For a 2002 game, Ratchet & Clank doesn't look that bad. The character models look great, although weird if you look at them long enough, but the environments are rich with detail and the music for this game is some of the best in the series. While Ratchet & Clank is a good game, it is the first game, so of course there are issues that I did experience playing the game. The camera sometimes was a bit of a pain while platforming. Sometimes I'll make it pretty far during a platforming stage, only for the camera to screw me and have me start over. But the camera is not that bad, as the game is still playable. There are a few levels where the camera is not on your side. Another problem is that sometimes I get lost. There's no indication of where I need to go. I have to pause the menu to look at my objectives and also look at my map. It'd be nice if there was a little map HUD at the bottom just so I can know where to go. It's a minor annoyance, but the game's still fun. Ratchet & Clank was met with mixed reviews, but even with those mixed scores, Ratchet & Clank became universally loved by many people all over the world. Ratchet & Clank's story is about a lonely Lombax wanting to find purpose in his robot best friend, Voice of Reason. It's a relatable yet enjoyable story. The Ratchet & Clank franchise has grown, with each game a new story and adventure, but the first game not only laid the foundation for other games, but it also gave players like you and me a chance to experience where it all began. This game meant so much to me. Playing it again made me see these characters and understand them. This game was the first PS2 game I played when I was a kid, and while I didn't know my feelings back then, what I do know now is that I enjoyed this game for its fun platforming, great story, and crazy weapons. And that was enough for me at a very young age to become a fan. Everyone has their own experience playing the first Ratchet & Clank game, but knowing what we know now about the vast and ever-growing franchise is that the first game told the perfect origin story. My name is Ramen. You have a good night.